Mm-hmm.
Action.
Action.
Okay. What's up, PSF YouTube world? I'm here with my boy, Jimmy. He's the next Irish Jiu Jitsu phenom. So he's going to be helping me go over today's Dolomer move of the week. They sponsored all these beautiful mats you see here, here and in the Wrestling Academy upstairs. So grateful to them to have this fancy gym. We're going to go over guard retention today. We're going to talk about being in this down position. And so ideally, you want to be up on your butt, one hand on the mat, attacking forward, but sometimes we get put on our back. Here, okay? The first thing we're gonna talk about is where you should be, basically, if you got put on your back and there's no attachments. Okay? And these concepts are gonna be, you can use them gi and no gi, okay? We're wearing the gi today. We just got done with morning class, so, but they can be applied to both, okay? So don't worry about the fact that we're wearing gis, that you can use them for both. If they're on top, okay, if Jimmy here, the animal, is standing and he's about to try to pass my guard and there's no attachments yet, okay, the stance we need to have, okay, no attachments, okay, back up. Yeah. So we need to be, our hands need to be going around our knees here, right? This is really important because it's a big cliche, right? Your coach always tells you knees to elbow. You don't listen, you get extended, you get your guard passed. So knees to elbow is really important, but the way I'm grabbing knees to elbow is my hands are going outside of my knees and I'm back palming like this, okay? So I'm applying pressure, okay? Almost like I'm grabbing my knees and trying to bring them to my chest, but I'm using the back of my palms. I need my palms facing him because when he comes to grab me, I need to be able to grab him right away, okay? The other reason we're coming out here, okay, with our arms outside of our knees is because if Jamie here tries to cut an angle and push my knees away from me, okay, they're gonna go all the way to the other side because there's nothing to catch them. But if I have my arms here, my elbows on the outside of my knees, if he just tries to push my knees that way, see how it catches me? And this is about as far as I'm gonna go over, okay? Because from here, I can still attach, get my feet on him, and start to play guard, okay? Versus being here, okay? Because this is okay. Technically, my elbows are attached to my knees. They're close, my hands are here, but there's nothing to catch this knee from hitting the mat, okay? And that goes either way. He can push me this way, all the way, or he can push me the other way. And see how he has like complete control over the direction of my hips. If I'm here, okay, and he tries to go side to side, this way, the other way, you see how my elbows, okay, are catching me? He can't have full control of my hips. So I'm like bouncing like this, okay? That's priority one, gi or no gi, here, okay? If you get put down and you're on your back and there's no attachments, get here right away, okay? This is gonna help you stop the initial onslaught of a guard pass and help you get set up, okay? Now, where I put my palms is important if you're wearing the gi. Generally, they're gonna be trying to grab this pant grip here. If I know where he's trying to grab, I just put my hands right there because I'm trying to catch his hands as they're trying to grab. If he's coming in, if I'm up here and he grabs, I have to like reach and go. And that's all that a good guy needs is like half a second. That's all he needs to get grips, cut an angle, and then you're behind, right? If you get behind, the better the person is, the harder it's gonna be to catch up, okay? Again, something Heath always told me very early on, it's like always try to drill and do things as if you're gonna be fighting a black belt world champion, okay? So try to do things that are gonna work all the way into your black belt. And I'm assuming that he's a good passer. Because if he's not, there's a million things I could do to him, but what's the point of doing them if they're not gonna work on a good guy consistently? So I don't wanna get behind. I know he's gonna try to grab these pant grips, so my hands are here. So as he tries to grab the pant grips, see how I can grab him first? And I can grab him first without having to extend myself in reach. Okay? It's very important that we get good at that, grabbing and reaching him before he can grab us without fully extending our bodies to reach. If it's no-gi, your hands can be anywhere along this shin line here, okay? As long as my elbows, again, are catching this side-to-side pressure and keeping me square with him, my hands are here ready to catch his grips that are gonna come in, right? Now, the next thing we need to look at is, when do I grab him? When do I reach? Even if you have like the perfect guard retainment here, you're really flexible. If you're constantly thinking about your guard in a defensive manner, then you're always gonna be getting passed. So if I'm just here trying to stop Jimmy from passing, you're probably just gonna get passed. Okay? So I don't wanna wait for him. A lot of people sit here, okay? He goes, he starts to pass, and then they start trying to retain guard from here, okay? I don't have to wait all that time to start attacking. I can go out there and attack Jimmy right now. I should be trying to go after him right now, okay? So a good way to gauge your range is gonna be, again, I don't wanna fully extend myself. So if he backs up, right, and then my legs are fully extended, my arms are fully extended, he's out of range. So I wouldn't reach for him there, right? As he starts to come in a little bit here, see how if I extend my arms and legs, I can grab him and I'm not fully extended. That's when I should go out there and get him. So I don't have to wait for him to initiate passes, okay? So if we're rolling here, okay, and he puts me on my back and I'm here, I can just go out there and attach right away, okay? The key to attaching to him is that our hands and feet attach at the same time, okay? And that takes some time to get used to, because the dexterity with your hands and your upper body is a lot better than it is with your lower body. So you have to learn to use your feet like hands. So when I'm here and Jimmy's trying to pass, as soon as he's close enough, I attach, all right? And I don't really care what I attach to, as long as all four are attaching to him at once and they're making some kind of contact. That's all I care about, something, okay? Once you make your grips, then you should be getting to whatever it is your preferred guard is, okay? If you don't have one, that's something you need to develop, is what guard do I want to get to right away, okay? But the first battle is gonna be setting yourself up with good framing to stop guard passing. Then once he's in range, okay, he's trying to pass, I attach, okay? Again, look, it's always gonna be a little different each time. I don't really care where I attach, as long as, look, my feet are in front of his body, somewhere on him, my hands are somewhere on him, because now I have my initial grips. This is stopping his guard pass, and I can use that to get to whatever I want, be it some kind of sleeve guard, spider guard, okay? I attach, and then maybe I wanna go to some kind of outside leg control guard, like De La Hiva. It doesn't matter, okay? It can be anything. The key is that you guys get good about thinking about, even though when you're on your back, I'm not waiting here for the guy to come and pass my guard. I'm just waiting for him to get close enough so that I can attach and attack, okay? You gotta start thinking about this offensively. I wanna go out there and get this guy. There's like some weird unwritten rule in Jiu Jitsu where just because I'm the guy on bottom, that I have to wait for him to initiate, then it's my turn to play, right? He goes, then I go, then he goes. Fuck all that, okay? Just go out there and get the guy, okay, as soon as you can. So we're here, we're rolling. As soon as he gets close enough, I attach, and I'm going right to it. Okay, I get to whatever guard it is I want to get to. I don't waste any time. I get right after it. The biggest reason people get passed is whether we're here or on our back, they wait for the person on top to make their move, and then you start to defend that. Okay, you have to completely think about that differently, to where we're here and we're rolling and we shake hands. I should be attacking him, attaching myself to him right away and getting after whatever it is, getting to your preferred guard, okay? What guard can I get to the quickest? And then how can I get to a submission or a sweep as fast as possible, okay? And that's how you should be thinking about your guard play, instead of thinking about, I'm not gonna let him pass, I don't want him to pass. If you think about it like that, you're probably just gonna get passed. Instead, be thinking about, I'm gonna go out there and get this guy. I'm gonna attack him, I'm not gonna fuck around, I'm not gonna wait. We're gonna be here, I'm gonna go, okay? If I'm on my back, puts me on my back, okay, and we're rolling, go ahead. I'm attacking, I'm attaching, and I'm going, all right? So just kind of review all the stuff we've gone over so far. This is being the most important one, okay? I have to hug my legs, back palm. I don't wanna do this, right? Because I need my hands, palms facing my partner always to grab him, okay? if Jimmy's up and he's trying to pass, okay, here, the bottoms of your feet and your palms should be facing your partner at all times. If he ever gets the bottom of your feet and your palms facing away from him, he's probably gonna pass, okay? So your main goal is to stay framed up like this. And if I can track him with the bottom of my feet, no matter where he is, okay, I'm probably in a good place to attach, get to a guard, all right? So a good drill that you can do before class or to warm up is just be here, hugging your legs, your elbows ready to catch, palms, bottom of your feet facing your partner, and now have your partner try to get your knees to touch the mat. So go ahead, you're gonna go to one side, you're gonna go to the other side, and you're just gonna sit here and try to keep facing your partner, okay? So you can set the clock for however long you want. We normally do like 2 minutes, 2-minute goes when we do certain drills. So we'll do positionally like, okay, my job is gonna be to keep a good frame, and then he's trying to get my knees to touch. Go ahead, other side, other side, other side, okay? You see how I'm using my feet to face him. My hands are catching here. I'm like a little ball catching. You should make a pretty, like a thud almost, okay? And to move yourself from side to side, you can use your elbows here. So I can use my elbows to scoot and scoot. So if he's going this way, I stop it, elbow scoot, go the other way, elbow scoot, and I keep facing him, okay? So here, again, if I don't have my hands here, this is what happens. Push my knees to the mat. Okay, you can get them all the way like this. If I'm here, you can't, all right? Now, let's kind of talk about, once we get into this position, another thing you want to think about is if your partner does make good grips on you, so I'm here, he makes grips after I attach, your main priority should be to strip the grips. And this kind of wanders out of guard retention into more of the offensive cycle, but it's really important that when you drill your guard retention, okay, I'm here, he attaches, I attach. The first thing I should do right away before I start attacking is stripping his grips, okay? Strip, strip, okay? And then using those grip strips, using that time that you're breaking his grips to switch to your guards, right? Because anybody good, they're normally gonna be really fast about making grips and start to pass. So we're here, here. Now, I've managed to stop the initial guard pass. No angles, no dangerous angles. I've attached both my feet, both my hands are attached, but he has grips. So priority one is to strip the grip. Keep the grips off of me, strip the grips, and start to move to whatever guard you want. Okay? That's gonna be another really helpful detail. So drill one is gonna be just being here, your partner should move you around, you retain your guard. Drill two is he comes in, we both attach, and I strip his grips. I get to a guard I want. Here we go again. Comes in, he attaches, makes his grips. I strip his grips, and I get to whatever guard it is you're trying to get to. And again, it can be whatever guard. That's all preference. There's tons of guards out there. It doesn't really matter which one, as long as you get to one quickly. And this is something you should be deciding before the roll, before the match, if you're on bottom, okay? If I'm here, in my head, I should already be decided. I want to get my certain grip so I could get to my certain guard, whatever that may be, okay? A couple other things just to kind of help you out. And this one's definitely a lot more helpful no gi. It's still extremely helpful in the gi, okay? So after we established our position here, okay? We've got our frames out here. We've got our range, right? Something to help, just side note with your range, you should know based on your body type when exactly how far away he is to reach, okay? And that's something you can just practice, literally. Simple as like have him, this seems goofy, but start out with your feet and your hands fully extended, okay? This is your range. And this being 100%, you never want to go 100%. You want to go more like 80 at most. 80, you're still good, okay? Here to here is your usable attack range. So here to here. And I want to try and catch him at the end of my usable range here. It's not that it's wrong to wait all the way here, but if you can become really good at attacking him and attaching to him before he has a chance to attach to me, you'll have a lot more success with retaining your guard, but then also just mounting offense right away, okay? So you're not stuck in a cycle here, Right? When I was like a white blue belt, I had really good guard attainment, but I never did anything, okay? Not until I learned how to attack. Okay, I was always the guy that was like, man, he's got a really good guard, it's hard to pass, but I never did shit. So don't try not to be that guy. Once you get good guard attainment and you have a tough guard that's hard to pass, let's try to change that to where I'm stopping the guard pass and I'm immediately attacking and turning that into offense, okay? Another couple things that are gonna help with stopping his ability to pass your guard is changing the angles of our feet here, okay? If our feet and hands are on the same plane right here, when he goes to reach, go ahead and reach. See how he can automatically reach both hands on my shins without having to think about it? He's not fumbling his grips. He can just kind of automatically, unconsciously just do that while his body does something else. But if I do this, if I just change the angle of my hands and my feet slightly, now he tries to go. See how he kind of fumbles his grips? He has to think about where to place the hand. It makes his brain just stop for like half a second, and that's all you need to attach and go, okay? So you're constantly, when we're here, moving our feet and our hands and changing these angles so they're not static. If they're staying still, this is just a lot easier to predict, okay? Because he knows where he has to grab them. But if I'm here moving them, he can't ever make a good grip, and it gives you the ability to attach right away, okay? So if you watch any of the good guys, when they're rolling seriously against good passers, man, they're here the whole time, okay? Here, moving, changing the angles of my hands, changing the angles of my feet. They can be far, close, out. As long as they're not, like this would probably be the worst one, right? Because everything's in the same exact plane. It's all nice and even. His brain doesn't have to work very hard to figure out where to grab. He can just literally fall on me and get going. But he starts to go ahead, change. See, he fumbles, his grips are weak, and I can attach. So changing the angles of your feet here, your hands, constantly moving them. You're still trying to maintain the same principle in the beginning, right? Where I'm hugging, back palming, facing him, catching myself if I feel pressure, but getting good about changing my feet and my hands the whole time. They should be doing this here. Should never stop moving, okay? As I make my way out there to attach to him. Okay. Here, boom, boom. All that combined is what's gonna win you the battle. Okay? The most important part of jiu-jitsu is gripping, okay? Because before anything can happen, before any kind of grappling or jiu-jitsu can happen, somebody has to make a grip, okay? It's something that's really small, but if you can become really good at winning this battle, you'll win a lot more in competition. You'll have a lot more fun in training, okay? Because you're not here feeling anxious about where to grab, how to grab. Where people lose a lot, right, or get behind is we shake hands, he grabs his grips and he goes, and now I'm like, fuck. I'm already behind, I'm having to retain my guard, kick over, scramble, I'm tired, I get exhausted, instead of being really conscious about this first grip. Okay? This is when you should have your most focused and be the most diligent here about winning this initial fight, okay? If you do that, the rest of your moves just kind of fall in line a whole lot better, okay? Especially if I'm up, even more important if I'm on my back. I have to be aggressive about winning this initial fight. Whoever wins this initial fight is usually gonna lead and win the match. So make sure we're paying more attention to what's happening in this initial grip attachment battle. And that's something, if you record yourselves rolling, a lot of times when you get your guard passed, if you pay attention, it'll be because of this. I'm here. Go ahead, Jimmy tries to pass. Yep. And then I start to move after the fact. Okay, we need to change that to where we're rolling. See, I'm already going. I'm already attaching. I don't wait. I go and get after it. Because I am trying to win that first initial battle. If I can get ahead of him, I'm gonna win. If I can win that initial grip fight, I'm gonna win. Okay, so just a couple of things on guard retainment to kind of help you guys out a little bit. We'll go more in depth with this stuff in the future. If there's any questions you guys have over anything we covered today, just in the comment, just ask questions. Me and the guys will try to get on there and answer as much as we can. So ask whatever you guys want to know. Anything else you guys are struggling with, just in your day-to-day live training. You know, make sure you keep a journal, write that stuff down, right? So if you train and you do a live session, try to think about what your most frustrating points of your training were. Write that down. Like, man, I got stuck in side control, or I couldn't escape the back at all. Write that stuff down, keep track of it, and then ask us in the comments, like, hey, I was training live and I'm been really struggling with this, and we'll make a technique video for you guys, okay? This one today is like, it's huge. It's one of the first things that when I first came to PSF that I was no good at. I was getting passed by white belts here, and then, you know, Heath sat me down. He was like, you got to figure this stuff out. And then I put a lot of time into this, and it changed my game. Right? It made my jiu-jitsu a lot better. It made training a lot more fun, right? Because I was able to get ahead on battles, and it just made everything more enjoyable. So yeah, if you guys have any questions over any of the shit we went over today, drop a comment. We'll answer the questions. Thanks, guys.